Once upon a time, in a small town surrounded by mountains, lived a young man named Armand. Armand was full of dreams. He wanted to invent something that would change people's lives forever. But there was only one problem: he failed every single time he tried. The people of his town had given him a nickname, Mr. Failure. Whenever Armand walked through the streets, children laughed, shopkeepers whispered, and elders shook their heads. "Look, there goes the man who fails again and again," they said. But Armand never stopped. Deep inside, he carried a burning belief: if I can fail 99 times, then maybe the 100th time will be mine. At the age of 18, Armand tried to build a bicycle that could run without pedals. He thought it would make traveling easier. After weeks of effort, when he showed it to the villagers, the bicycle fell apart within seconds. People laughed so hard that even the old barber cried from laughter. But Armand smiled and said, "That was failure number 1. 99 more to go." At 20, he tried to create a machine that could cook food without fire. The idea failed. At 22, he designed shoes that could make people jump higher. They tore apart. At 25, he invented a talking doll, but it only screamed instead of speaking. Children ran away in fear. Every time, people mocked him. "Armand, you'll never succeed. Stop wasting your time." But he always replied with the same calm voice: "Every failure is a teacher, and I am its student." One day, while sitting by the riverside, tired and hopeless after his 99th failure, Armand whispered, "Maybe everyone is right. Maybe I am destined to be a failure forever." At that moment, an old man came and sat beside him. He was a traveler, his face filled with wisdom. "Why so sad, young man?" he asked. Armand explained his story: how he failed 99 times, how people laughed at him, and how his heart was broken. The old man listened carefully, then said something that shook Armand's soul. "Son, failing 99 times does not mean you are a failure. It means you have found 99 ways that don't work. That is more knowledge than most men ever gain in their lifetime. The question is, will you give up on the 100th? Armand's eyes lit up. He stood up with new energy. "No! I will try again. I will make my 100th attempt my greatest one." This time, Armand wanted to solve a real problem of his village. People struggled to get clean water. The wells were drying, and the nearest river was far away. Armand decided to invent a water pulling machine, a system that could lift water from underground using simple tools that even poor villagers could afford. Day and night, he worked. His hands bled, his clothes tore, and sometimes he forgot to eat. But he didn't care. This was his 100th attempt, and he had promised himself not to stop. Finally, the day came. The villagers gathered around, curious to see Armand's new failure. "Here we go again," someone laughed. But Armand stood tall, his eyes shining with determination. He turned on the machine. At first, there was silence. People smirked. Then suddenly, gush, fresh water burst out of the ground like a fountain. The crowd gasped. Women clapped, children danced, and the elders bowed their heads in respect. For the first time, Armand was not Mr. Failure. He was the man who saved the village. That day, the same people who mocked him now celebrated him. Reporters came from nearby cities. His invention spread across villages and saved thousands of lives. When asked in an interview, "How did you succeed after failing 99 times?" Armand smiled and said, "Because I never counted my failures as the end. I counted them as steps. Each failure pushed me closer to the truth. Success is not about never falling, it is about rising every time you do." Years later, children would tease Armand playfully, saying, "Uncle Armand, tell us about the time your doll screamed instead of talking." And everyone would laugh together. Armand laughed too, because he knew without those funny, embarrassing failures, he would never have reached success. The story of Armand teaches us one powerful lesson. Backhand index pointing right failure is not the opposite of success, it is a part of success. The man who failed 99 times finally succeeded because he refused to give up. So whenever life pushes you down, remember Armand's words. If I can fail 99 times and still rise, so can you. Sparkles. This was the story of the man who failed 99 times, a journey of laughter, struggle, and inspiration that shows us. Light bulb entertainment makes us laugh. Education makes us learn. But inspiration makes us unstoppable.